Hey, I'd like to welcome you to another episode of Mission Matters. My name is Adam Torres, and if you'd like to apply to be a guest on the show, just head on over to missionmatters.com and click on Be Our Guest to apply. All right, so today's a very special episode. I have Christy Dreiling on the line, and she is a spiritual relationship and business coach for high achievers over at her company, Enlighten Up. And this particular interview is part of our Milken Global Conference coverage series, where I bring you the best of attendees, participants, VIPs, speakers, panelists from the Milken Global Conference in Beverly Hills. And first thing first, Christy, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me, Adam. It is a pleasure to be here.
I'm excited to get into today's topic and content. So success, but still stuck, why achievers struggle with fulfillment in love and life. Lots of high achievers that listen to this podcast. So excited to get your take on this and from your perspective. But before we get into that, let's get a little bit into the conference. So Milken Global Conference in Beverly Hills. I know you attended. Have you been before? Is this the first time? What's your connection overall to the conference?
It was actually my first time, Adam, and
yes, a newbie. I love it. We got a newbie. Go ahead, continue.
Yeah, it was absolutely amazing. When they say masters of the universe are there, it is true. And what was even more enlightening for me was just the authenticity of the people that came through and sat with me for healings during the conference. And the light that came from so many of their hearts, I could feel the magnitude of impact and difference that each one of them wanted to make. And so to be in a space like that with people at such an elevated level of consciousness is just next level. So definitely.
Now, were you at there was a special space with, what was it? It was a pavilion or something. Were you located there? What was it called?
Yeah, it was the Wellness Garden, which is
That's what it was, the Wellness Garden.
place.
Do you know, I'm telling you, I didn't know about I'm busy doing interviews all day. Nobody told me about the Wellness Garden. I heard they had puppies, obviously, and you were doing healing. There was all kinds of, tell me about the Wellness Garden. What was going on while I was working and everybody else was out there enjoying their life? No, I'm just playing.
Yeah, no, it's the best kept secret for sure, because, everyone can be so much, in the headspace during the conference. Everyone's there to connect and make an impact and make a difference, but it's a moment to just disconnect and get re-centered and realigned. And honestly, a lot of the folks that came out, this is the first time in a long time they actually took a moment for themselves. Whether it was getting a massage or getting a healing or tasting cacao. My partner was offering ceremonial cacao. It was just magical. So definitely come out next year.
Wow, that's awesome. I will, now that I know it's there. I'm going to have to find a way to break away for a little bit. We'll see what happens. My team's good. Where's Adam at? He's playing with puppies and getting healing and
Well, what's funny is some people stayed. They were coming out every day. They were out every day. It was magic. It was like, we saw you yesterday. Oh, the day.
They're like, oh, no, that's great. So going further into your work, by the way, so, you work with many high-achieving women and just like individuals that attend the Milken Conference and other, Davos, like these top conferences. So high achievers, they may have wealth, status, many other things, but maybe there's still a feeling of unfulfillment or being disconnected when it comes to the personal side of things. Talk to me a little bit about that. Talk to me about that and really even how you got into this work.
Well, Adam, I myself had climbed that achievement ladder. I had been homeless as a kid, lived in a car with my mom behind a Pizza Hut when I was younger, and fathers that were drug addictive and abusive. So for me, the only way out was through, and I had to find my way. So I wound up building a very large beauty business and trained thousands of women and men around the world to have their own businesses and their own freedom. And in all of that success and achievement, I still felt like something was missing. And for me, the revelation came when I realized that I had been chasing love in all the wrong places. And it had come from those childhood wounds of not feeling like I was enough, not feeling worthy of love, and having absent parental figures. So after getting to this level of achievement, I went through what many of you have heard of being the dark night of the soul, right? That abyss. And I'm like, there has to be something more. I went from the penthouse to the outhouse, back to the penthouse, I was confused. Like, I built the dream home, traveled the world, have great kids, the family, the fortune, everything. And it was like, what's missing? And so that's where the real work, I started diving in. I was doing plant medicine on top of Mount Shasta and trying to get in touch with, what am I doing here? What am I really here for? And it's not what I think it is. And so that was another 7-year journey. And through that, I really began to find who I truly was. And it was way different than what I thought it was, Adam. It was the impact we make matters. It's everything. I mean, if you don't have purpose on the planet, you will feel almost like a death. You'll feel not alive. But a lot of the high achievers that I work with, they've done it all. They've checked all the X's, right? All the boxes. They've done all the things they were told to do, but they still feel like something's missing. And so that's my mission now. Is I literally went from the top back into, the ground, and just being with people, sitting with people, teaching them the tools that I learned in my journey to actually find authentic love, whether that be in relationship with self, which is most important, with whatever your relationship with the Creator might be, whatever you want to call that, and also relationship in your purpose.
What kind of patterns do you see, or do you see patterns, whether it's in beliefs or otherwise, that hold people back? What do you see?
A lot of the patterns are chasing enough. It's never enough. They get to the first million and then they start chasing the next million. Or they chase one relationship and then they chase another relationship. And what a lot of the people that I work with, what they wind up finding out is that, especially when it comes to being in partnership or relationship with a spouse or a girlfriend or boyfriend, that they start attracting people that are mirroring their childhood wound, whether it be a mother or father. The person that they were most trying to get the love and approval from, they wind up attracting a partner that really embodies such similar characteristics as their parent. And until we heal that and look at that, they will continue to chase and chase and chase. That's why you hear so many times, whether it's a millionaire, billionaire, it doesn't matter how many millions or billions they have. They can have all this money, but they can be some of the unhappiest and unfulfilled people. I actually came across a technique called the life activation, which goes back 3,000 years. And I've been activating, I know it sounds strange, but activating people for the last year now, and it's been unbelievable. The light that comes through and the purpose that they begin to align with is like pretty profound. They start to wake up from, I would say, the matrix.
I love that. I talk about the Matrix often. I'm a fan of this. The whole concept, and my friends and I, that's what we will refer to it to. I didn't know there was a practitioner out there and I did not know about the life activation system. So go further into that, like what that entails, how it works, like for those that have never heard of it, like myself, a first-time listener to this, like talk to us more.
Well, are you ready to hear a little bit of woo-woo? Are you down for that?
I'm in. Go for it. I don't call it that. I mean, just because I just now heard. Let me tell you a term I heard earlier that I was like, what? That thing was totally made up, but it made sense, and I was like, well, it makes sense. It was what was it? It was I'm not gonna derail the interview. Continue, please, Christy.
That's okay. Yeah, no worries. So I'm going to stage it with this. I had held plant medicine retreats, and also I had participated in many of them myself, trying to really heal these parts of myself that it didn't. I mean, I read thousands of books, and it was still, I didn't feel like I could decode what felt blocked. So I came across this healer within a mystery school, and she had been sharing with me this life activation. And quite frankly, I was interested, but I'm not really impressed, because I've been studying, I've been a physicist for 20 years and studying quantum physics, and, had my bachelor's in divinity. So I've done a lot of spiritual work and seen a lot of things, but I was open. So she did the activation. And literally that day, I had a miracle come in. And not only did it come in for me, but my children, my 3 adult children, all had miracles that week. My clients that I coach all had the biggest contracts they'd ever landed that week. And I went to her and I said, what did you do? Like, nothing has ever, this is like really matrixy to me. And I went down the rabbit hole, and I became a practitioner because I had to know, because my mission now is to really bring as much light onto the planet and to help as many humans as I possibly can while I can. So I started activating people, and it goes back 3,000 years to King Solomon's time of reign. They say that Jesus was a part of this lineage, and people such as Michelangelo and Tesla and Da Vinci, they were all a part of this receiving of this initiation. And it was once only for kings and queens. But now if you're blessed enough to be initiated, it brings in 10 times the light into your etheric body. It pushes out 6 generations of trauma from the past, and it helps 6 generations moving forward. So the things that you used to be stuck in, the patterns or the fears or the doubts, start to literally just peel away. And it almost sounds too good to be true, but every single client comes to me and they say, my life is better than it has ever been. Some of them have some stuff that gets flushed out, maybe some relationships that have to leave, and then the miracles come in, the blessings. But it is, to me, is that one of the single greatest tools on the planet right now to help people to elevate.
How does somebody know if this makes sense for them? Is it for everyone? Is it like what stage, or how does somebody know if this is a good fit?
They will know because when they hear the information, they'll have a feeling. And they might want to reach out to me to learn more, or they might immediately say, book me now. I mean, I have clients flying in every week to get activated, every week. And
this makes sense why people at Milken were coming back to you over and over again to that area, right?
Yeah. And what's funny is I actually couldn't even do the life activations I did different healings on them. I couldn't even do life activations because it's a 2-hour process. But once you have, once you hold the container of light, once you have the light, it's like people, they radiate towards it because, they can feel the purity of it. So yeah, it felt like such a blessing. It's funny because some of the other practitioners were like, Christy, you need to go enjoy the conference. I know, but I can't turn these people away. I can't turn them down. So I next year I would love to go and experience more of the conference, but it's a pleasure.
No, you'll be working just like me. I already know it. Don't even try it. It's okay.
Yeah, well, you're right. You already know me. You know me
I already do. Come on, that's what passionate people do. We just keep doing.
Yeah, it's true.
Oh, that's great. Well, Christy, I'll tell you, this has been so much fun having you on the show and learning more about your work. And that being said, some of the people that are listening, they're going to want to follow up. They're going to learn more and take you up on some of the things you were mentioning. How do people follow up? How do they connect?
Well, I just got a download to actually give my cell phone out, so I can't believe I'm going to do that, but I'm going to do that. They can text me at 913-515-4508. and just tell me you heard me on the show, Adam's show, and you're interested in learning more about the live activations. There's one way. Cool. Second way, I know I might regret that later, but I won't regret it because I love to serve people. But the second way would be to go to my website, Enlighten Up with Christy, and you can also find me on Christy Dreiling Beauty on Instagram. So if you just put in Christy Dreiling, and you're going to find me. You'll find me.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And for everybody listening, just so you know, we'll definitely put some links in the show notes so you can just click on the links and head right on over and connect with Christy. And speaking of the audience, if this is your first time with Mission Matters and you haven't done it yet, hit that subscribe or follow button. This is a daily show. Each and every day we're bringing you new content, new ideas, and hopefully new inspiration to help you along the way in your journey as well. So again, hit that subscribe or follow button. And Christy, thanks again for coming on the show.
Appreciate you, Adam. Blessings to everyone.